Beep, bop, boop. Hey, how's it going? Oh, we're a little bit late. 2 minutes, not too bad. Well, 6 1/2 dozen of the should have had a pre-roll for 5 minutes. Whatever, you know. Why is this sounding so quiet? I don't know. My computer is being very non-responsive. Let's see if this is working. Oh. Hello, Sabe. How's it going? I don't have this set up properly. I gotta check something real quick. Master. Okay, that should be going out there. We should be going. Oh, there we go. It's going in there. Is it? Oh, let's go into studio mode. Audio. There we go. For some reason, my FL is way louder than my background music today. Oh well. Alright. We're a little bit discombobulated. I had a bit of a stomach virus the other day. I got to spend Christmas in intestinal distress. But I'm feeling a bit better today. A little bit scatterbrained still. Was a little bit late trying to get things together here. Had a few distractions at the last minute. I just felt like starting off with a little bit of music. I'll probably transition over back to doing some work on the workbench here in a little bit. At the moment, it's time for me to pack this pipe. A little bit disorganized, chaotic, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Put this on. YouTube for some reason is just lagging so bad lately. It's like they've decided, well, we're gonna send every key press and mouse movement over the network, have an AI think about it for a while, and then decide if we're gonna have the UI respond to what your computer's doing. Because I'm not really having this trouble with other software things. It's just YouTube. It's just running like dookie. There we go. Put that on the lowest resolution while it runs in the background. Turn studio mode off here. All right. I need to find some different background music. I'm still using that same file. I gotta turn my FL down. It's so loud. Why is it so loud compared to the music? I can barely hear the background music. Okay. Yeah, it's just there's a couple of songs on it that end up triggering the copyright mess on the VODs, and I gotta go in and figure out if it's legit. Some of them are legit, some of them it just triggers and it's like, no, that's not that, that's somebody else that uses this in the background and now is claiming it. But it's just annoying. I've frustrating every time I finish a stream, having to remember to go back in there and be like, undo the mutes. No, that's wrong, Twitch. I had a service I was using for a while, but they kept breaking, and like it just wasn't worth the $10 a month I was sending them for it to just not work like 60% of the time. I need to learn how to use my software better. FL Studio, I don't really know how to work it super well. No. Once it gets going, you can just puff on it. Sometimes I light it when I don't need to, just because I'm scatterbrained and not paying attention. And it's also, it helps if you remember to stir it up. After you light it the first time, you generally got to stir it a little bit and then light it up again. Yeah, don't come to me looking for the optimal, most efficient way of performing things. That's the other thing about this background music, is if I'm gonna try to use it for playing keyboard over, the songs are so short. Like, it changes like every 2 minutes, and it's like, that's just long enough for me to start to figure out the tune and get into a groove, and then it changes to something different, and my brain is like, I gotta start to try to figure it out again. Now, I suppose if I kept using the same video over and over again, I'll start to learn these backing tracks, but it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's really worth it. Skitter, skitter, critter, critter. Who's that digging outside my tent? Squirrels? Whoops. This squirrel burying nuts right outside my tent is distracting me. Oh, I forgot to post that I'm streaming on the Blue Sky. I should probably do that. There. That'll do. Good enough. Let's repost this. Oh, and hey, we can let's go over here in studio mode and go over here to this and nope, over here to this. Beep. Let's turn our little goal up in the corner. We've got a $200 goal for medicines and groceries and bug traps because we're getting overrun with roaches. Oh, they were crawling all over the cot this morning. It was driving me up the wall. I mean, aside from the ick factor, which, I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't get too much ick these days, but I'm just specifically allergic to these German roaches that are trying to establish a residence again inside of my tent. So I need to get some sticky traps to control the population. Since it's cold outside, they're all trying to move in here where I've got a heater. So that's our current goal for the Ko-fi there. You can see the text up in the corner. There's links in our description, but we can also do a... Oh, wait. Let me log that. Beep. And... Tech Hopper. Here, we'll spam all the links in the chat. All the links. There's the Discord, where you can come and chat with us. And there's the Throne, where we have a wish list with lots of tools and materials and medical stuff, etc., etc., etc. Ko-fi, where the bar goes. The Ko-fi donations make the bar go up automatically. Donations elsewhere, I have to manually input into the Ko-fi donation goal, but I will. It's a process. And okay, YouTube, VODs go there. VODs go on the YouTubes, and the blue sky is the posting of the place of the posties, where I post the posty posts. Alrighty, links out of the way. Spammed in the chat. Activity activitized. Here, I'll do some beep, boop. Because that technically counts as another chatter if I say something myself. I got me, the bot, and you. There we go. With our powers combined, we convince people there's something actually happening here. Hey! Doo-doo-doo-doo-doot. Alrighty. Let's see. What else do we have in the notebook that we have to get done today? Well, not that we have to get done today, but just things we have to get done in general that I could maybe do on a live stream that would be interesting to some effect. Of course, going all the way back here, we've got the workbench that we're still working on. We can always pick up the big old beam and saw on that a bit. Let's see. We're making progress there. I was messing around with OBS stuff. That's programming. That's definitely not boring. That's not Twitch stuff. That's more software mess. Yeah, working on the forge would probably be good, but that involves me setting the cameras up outside, which is a mess. A pain in the butt. I'm considering rearranging this tent, because there's a door over here that's kind of blocked off. But if I could make it a little easier to access, it'll make it easier to like pass cables in and out through the tent to hook up the camera outside over by the forge. I've already got a power cable run through that door that's blocked off, but yeah. I need to run some USB and stuff out there too, I guess, if I'm gonna run a stream off of the computer, but not being able to sit at the computer. This is why I need a producer. But yeah, So I guess we're not going to go out there and work on the forge right now. I can't go buy groceries until I have grocery money. I need to secure the tarps. That's also outside, not very cameraable easily. Oh, this is finished. Where's my bread pan? We got Delilah's tent tarps secured. Oh, I need to clean that other fan. I don't feel like messing with that, though. That's a whole thing. Oh, that's my daughter, Delilah. Them and their cousin Ghost are the two teens that, you know, I'm essentially responsible for. Hello, Ella! Was that you that just did the thing? No, that sounds like some bot shit to me. My headphones aren't working right. I can only work if you type in the chat. Also, which game do you stream? Yeah, okay, Chat GPT, take a hike. I don't believe you. Gotta. Sometimes when I'm brain fogged, they'll get me for a second, but not that time. Man, I hate the world that we live in. The cyberpunk dystopia is boring and annoying. Okay, this is only gonna take a minute and isn't gonna be very entertaining. Dystopia. A dystopia is like the opposite of a utopia. It's a universally pervasively bad society. It's a, you know, it's a world that everything sucks in. And it's kind of the place we live. All right. I'm going to, let's see, where is my... I'm gonna switch categories, back over to makers and crafting. That's enough fiddling around on the keyboard for now. Let's shut this down. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't crash OBS. Okay. Whoop. Brought this up. tidy some things away a little. Pull up the old dust mitigation. Try to keep the keyboard from getting too dirty. And all this other stuff over here. Oop. All right. This is only going to take a moment, but we've got all this scrap wood here, and I kind of want to sort through and figure out what is worth holding on to and what we should just burn, because a lot of it's not worth. Like this. Look at that wood. That's garbage. We'll put that in the fire pit. You know, it's not worth anything other than using it as like bumpers for nailing on stuff. But I've got enough other bits of scrap. This is a bit of an odd shape, but it's a pretty decent like piece of wood. It's in pretty good shape. It's not all like split and rotted out, so we'll keep that. But yeah, a lot of these like fence bits are all garbage. Garbage. Yeah, let's throw that out. That's pretty decent. We can still use that for something. Garbage. This, it's got a big crack in it, but it's a big, heavy slab. I might keep this just to use as like a pounding anvil or whatever. Why's that steak in there? That might be okay for something. Yeah, most of these look like there are. All right. All right. All right. Scrap wood box is a little bit more manageable now. Throw this junk away. Yeah, that's garbage too. This one. Also, these are bigger pieces. They're fine. Yeah. All right. Actually, I've got this other square piece. I'll keep that instead of this smaller one. Alright, this stuff all go into the scrap for burning. We'll have something to carry it in. Box. All right. I'm gonna go run this right out there. I'll be right back. No. Why is my buttons not working? Turn studio mode off. Do 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 that back a bit. Yo, what's up? What's up? How's it going? Oh, thank you. Alrighty. Let's see. I think we might be able to get through this thing. Huh? Yes. Yeah, hold on. What?
Alcohol.
No, I refill them. It says H2O2 on the spine. Oh yeah. Alrighty. We are working on making a workbench. It's gonna be kind of a monstrosity of a fusion between Chinese and Western style. It's gonna be kind of Chinese style low workbench, but I'm gonna bolt a Western style vise on the end of it. But right now, we're making it out of this reclaimed log that I got from a public park. This was part of like a display or something that had like fallen down and was rotting on the, on the ground. And I went out there and pulled it out, and I'm gonna turn it into a workbench. Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, so let's see. Which end do we need up? Let's go for this end. There. We'll get our camera angle a little bit more over this way. You know what? Before we even get started, I'm gonna go down a layer. I know if I start sawing wearing this collared shirt, I'm gonna start sweating. We'll at least open this up a bit before we get started. Let me respond to this real quick. That was Opal talking to me about, I just wrote in the Discord server, which if you scroll up a little, you'll see the link to. I was writing a guide on crowdfunding for on Blue Sky, and Opal was asking if they could screenshot it. I was spraying sawdust right onto my keyboard. Here. Bring the mic out a little bit more. You can hear better, but Since this isn't properly dried out, it's a bit hard to saw through. I keep pulling back a little bit too far, losing the saw. Need a bigger saw. Ah! Whew. Man, my elbow popped weird with that one. Nope, not quite. That's something else I gotta do today. Maybe not necessarily on stream, but I've gotta shave my head. It's starting to grow out again. I think I'm more worried about blunt force trauma from the beam falling on me than the sharpness of the saw. This thing is duller than my teeth. I really need to get some files to sharpen it up, and the teeth need to be set up. This isn't even my saw. I just borrowed this, but it's the best thing I have for cutting this beam. I'm trying to build my shop basically from, nothing. I mean, I'm in a tent, obviously. I'm afraid I don't really have much knowledge about that. Sorry, I'm not able to respond very fully right now. I'm on stream. Oh man, we totally jumped our Kirf. I was not paying any damn attention. Veered right off track. At least we jumped it off in the way. I mean, a bit. We jumped off into the offcut, so it doesn't matter. Like, we'll be able to plane it out on the end. But, it's still, I was just getting too enthusiastic without turning it around and checking like I knew I should have. And I might be able to fix it back in on this side. It's not looking too bad. It's lining back in okay. Woo! Woo! Oh. Hold on. Speaking of getting enthusiastic, it's right past my time for my meds. No wonder I'm sweating so much. I am behind schedule. Woo. Oh. Alright. That's one medicine down. One to go. Log that first one. This darn thing's clogged up again. Gotta heat this thing up a few times until the clog clears. There it goes, finally. Took forever. Alright, wait for it to get in the right spot in the cycle. Alright. Let's log that. Okay. Medical needs taken care of for the moment. This over. Oh. Ugh. Woo-wee. 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 Woo-woo-woo-woo-woo-wee. Yes.
I caught a baby lizard that was in the utility room.
Okay. Tiny lizard. Delilah caught a tiny lizard.
Is there anyone in chat?
I don't know. There was earlier.
I got a little guy. He was in the utility room, so I caught him. I'm gonna release him, but he's so tiny.
Yeah.
Such a little goober. Look at him.
Tiny lizard. Oh, they're just gonna let it free. Those lizards don't live long, so it's not. And also, we really. That they're technically invasive. We aren't really supposed to encourage them being here, but we kind of let them get away with it. I'm trying to figure if there's some other way I could. Oh. I'm suffering from the problem that I'm solving, which is I don't have a workbench to put this thing on at a good height to saw it at. So I'm like having to do all this weird stuff to try to like, you know, kinesthetically manage this between the hardwood, the dull saw, and my broken ass spine. It's a bit of a dance. The wood wanting to close up on me isn't helping. Where did I put that chopstick? That's there. That'll keep it from pinching on me so bad. Whoop. At least until I go and shove the saw all the way up into the chopstick like a dingus. That's not. Oh no, that's no good. I would be totally hosed without my glasses. I'm without my glasses, I can't focus past here. Everything past this is a blur. We are getting there. Yeah. We might finish this side of the saw today, fellas. Ladies, gentlemen, NBs, and others. Sisters, brothers, and federal undercovers. Yeah, I feel you. Well, good luck finding your glasses without your glasses. It's the eternal chicken and egg problem. The bootstrapping paradox. If I could find my glasses, I wouldn't need my glasses. Oh man. Oh yeah, the old wonky pair in the junk drawer with the uncomfortable misadjusted nose fitting, huh? That one. Yeah, I'd be right irritated if I lost these glasses. I had to wait in line for like 5 hours twice to get these glasses. I had to show up at like 4 a.m. at this church, wait in line through this long winding line, get an eye exam, and then come back a month later and sit in the same line to pick them up. Whoop. I keep pulling back too far because the saw is not really the right type of saw for this sort of work. Whoop. Huh? Oh, hey.
Want to check on you guys.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm in the middle of a live stream right now.
I haven't seen Delilah either for a while. She alright?
Yeah, she's around here somewhere. She just popped over here a minute ago and showed us a lizard that she caught.
How are you guys doing for food?
Well, the food stamps just ran out for the month. But I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I can go to the emergency food bank tomorrow. Early in the afternoon, like, and get you some stuff, and then I'll look at my schedule Monday, and I can probably go to the other one that I registered you at, get you some more. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I've called a few times, left some messages, but I'm not sure. Is Delilah's phone still working?
I think so. Yeah, it should be. I just yeah, I made sure the bill got paid.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure. I didn't get an answer, so I want to make sure you guys are all right.
Yeah. The problem with getting a box of stuff from the food pantry is like half of it we can't really use because of like our dietary restrictions, and then it just ends up like sitting around and going bad. So I kind of feel bad just getting boxes of random stuff, you know?
What food allergies you guys have?
Well, I've got that complex autoimmune mess from long COVID, so it's kind of like dynamic. So it depends on like what I've been eating recently. I mean, there's some things that I always react badly to, like there's certain like dyes, like a lot of like red and blue dyes I seem to react badly to. But in general, like the research that they're doing, they're saying like the safer things to eat are like meat. They're like our ability to process plant proteins got all messed up by the virus. But I don't know. It's all complex, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to read all the research, you know. But generally, I don't know. The more like fresh and raw sort of stuff, the better generally. Like the sort of processed stuff that has all sorts of weird chemicals and whatnot in it, a lot of the times something in that'll set me off, and there's no way to tell what it was in it, you know?
Get what I can, and you know, maybe if there's some stuff that you get that you can't eat, I don't know, maybe if the inside could have it, you know, hopefully, I don't want to see it go to waste, but
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of control over what they give me, you know?
Yeah, I know. That's one of the problems with the food banks. And
like I went for some folks last week, and I was able to get actually quite a bit of meat. So sometimes they have meat, sometimes they don't.
yeah, meat's always good. I don't seem to generally have problems with meat as long as it's, you know, fresh, frozen, or whatever. Once food gets cooked, it starts building up like histamines in it, and then I can't generally eat leftovers more than like the immediate day after.
Well, I'll try to go tomorrow early in the afternoon, bring it over, and then I'll touch base with you then. If you still need more, then I can go to the regular one. I think it's been a month. That you have to wait a month with the Catholic parish out. So
Yeah.
I'll look at my records. If it's been a month, then I can probably get you more on Monday. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. You guys take care.
All right, thank you. Social worker. Ugh. Yeah, social workers, you know, they'll come by and they'll be, oh, well, here's a box of, you know, condensed milk and half molded potatoes. And it's like, okay, cool. But I don't know. And they'll be like, oh, we're going to help you find housing. And what they mean by that is we're going to give you a freaking list of phone numbers that you call, and all those people are going to ask you a billion questions to make sure that you deserve to be given another list of phone numbers to start calling. And eventually you just realize, oh, there's no actual help anywhere here. And so you just kind of stop engaging with them. You know, like he was saying, oh, you didn't answer my messages. It's like, well, I don't know, man. A box of food once a month that half of which we can't even really eat. Ugh. And it's like, I don't know. Especially when, like, the way my disabilities work, I've got to have the sort of energy to be able to cook something. And when they show up and just drop off, like, a bunch of potatoes or a bunch of carrots, like, most of those are just gonna rot because I'm not gonna have the energy to, like, cook them all properly. It's frustrating. I do much better living a, like, European lifestyle where I go to the market every day and get just the food I need for that day that I know I have the energy to cook. Like, it's just, it's hard to afford that when you damn, you know. And also, the nearest grocery store is quite a ways away. I do at least have the bicycle now. I got a bicycle, and then it broke, and then I fixed it, so now I have a bike, so I can at least ride the bike up to the grocery store. I still don't have a trailer for it. That is on the throne wish list. Something I want to get a trailer so I can really carry more materials around the city and, you know, get groceries and materials for crafting and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's a struggle. Plonk. There goes my mouse. What's this? Oh, that's that piece of metal I was cutting yesterday. All right. Alright. Oh, that's why I'm. Hold on. All right. We have entered the air conditioner portion of the day since we live in an apocalyptic hellscape where it can't stay one side of the temperature spectrum for 24 hours. warm. It's getting warm in here, my dear. Do you ever think this level will clear? Oh no, the level's getting higher. I begin to fear. My skin begins to sear. My eyes start to tear. Wish I had a beer. And then the track ends. Oh well. Pumpkin, how's it going? You popped in just as I'm taking a break from sewing on that darn bean. We're getting close, though. We're almost through the first recut. I'm doing pretty good. Feeling much better today than yesterday, that's for sure. It's, where is it? Oh, here we go. It is time to repack the pipe. Yep. Trying to get back into productive mode. Yesterday was definitely downtime because of the stomach virus, but yeah, we got that done the other day, right before I died of stomach virus. Like, we finished putting the tarps up on the tent, and then I was like, oh, I gotta go lay down. And was sick. But we did get Delilah's tent tarped up. At least we did finish. Yeah, Delilah came in here with a baby lizard they had earlier. I'll try to clip it when I post the VOD. I'll try to remember to go do that. Oh, it's time for this as well. Lizard time. Time for blankets. They should put preheaters on IV drips. Just a sleeve of body temperature material that it has to pass through before it goes in your arm. I'm sure something like that probably exists because, rich people get cold from IVs too, so I'm sure one of them was like, we're gonna solve this, but I'm sure our insurances probably don't cover it. Nice. Gotta get that temperature regulation right. Yeah, it's really bad. Like, I'm constantly having to put layers on and take them off, and yep. This thing is so clogged. The stores only had the more expensive extracts, and they're not only more expensive, but they clog up my tool a lot worse. Yeah, I need to find someone that I can buy them in bulk through. I had a buddy that was supposed to be bringing me some, but he fell off the map again. Probably fell off the wagon again, would be my guess. It's about reaching the point where when Chris shows up, I'm gonna slap him in the face. He keeps popping up into my life, and he'll like tell me he's gonna help me out with all this medical stuff, and then just like disappear and leave me hanging, and it like fucks up all of my financial planning and fucking like it's agitating. And he'll like say, oh yeah, I'll be coming over this weekend and blah blah blah, and then not show up and not answer the phone. And, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since he disappeared this time. He'll probably pop back up in about 6 months, would be my guess. Man, I gotta wipe off. I'm getting the itchies. Too much of that sawdust like got inside the glove. Might as well wipe my face off first. Yeah, man. It's like I'm too sick to have unreliable people like that in my life, you know? Like, or at least not to have them claiming they're gonna be helping me out with my medical stuff. Like, if you're gonna be a flake like that, then just don't get involved in my medicine, you know? Like, drop by sometimes, hang out for a little bit, that's fine, but man, I can't be buying my medicine from you. And then you just not show up, and yeah. And it's like all of these people that were like, hey man, THC is medicine, like before it was broadly legalized, are now treating it like, well, it's just weed. It doesn't matter. Like, you just need some THC. Oh, you don't care. Fuck it, man. You'll be fine. Like, no, man. Like, literally, it's my fucking medicine. I go crazy without it. Start trying to fight people. Like, it's a problem. Not like I'm getting high. I smoked myself sober years ago. But because I have to buy this stuff from the corner store at retail prices, it costs an arm and a leg. I'd be getting it, if he had come through, I'd be getting it like a third of what I'm paying now. Like, it's like ridiculous how much markup there is at the smoke shops. Yeah, I mean, for most of my life, it was just completely illegal. And I just constantly would keep getting, you know, in trouble with the law, kicked out of, like, opiate recovery programs because I'm failing for THC on my drug test, like, all that sort of stuff. He has, friends out in Oregon that like grow it and extract it all themselves, so he'd be getting it like direct from the grower. But still, like, that there's a lot of markup along the chain. It's so much cheaper to buy it in bulk from somebody that knows a grower than going to the shops. Yeah, I've got someone else I could buy through, but they live all the way up north side of Youngsville. That's not biking distance. It's like 40 minutes driving one way. But yeah, I spent my whole damn life practically bouncing around between, you know, psychologists and you know, treatment programs and whatnot, trying all sorts of different mood stabilizers and fucking antidepressants and all that sort of shit. And like, because they all kept telling me I had to quit smoking weed. Like, I figured out that weed helped me not be a psycho person when I was 13 years old. And I just wanted to smoke weed and chill out. And the entire world, except for the stoners at my high school, you know, insisted, no, you can't just smoke weed. That's not allowed. No, you've got to do all these crazy psychiatric medicines instead and scramble your brain and you know, yeah, it's been incredibly frustrating. So now it's finally like, you can at least buy it at the corner shop here, but Medicaid's still not paying for it. My doctors aren't giving it to me. But I mean, but for like a few years before you could even buy it here, the doctors had been telling, like, acknowledging, like, yeah, you're right. It is fine. It's not hurting you. It's the best thing for you. Go ahead and keep doing it as long as you can. Get away with it for the most part. But the damn law took forever to catch up. And things like when I was in the methadone treatment program and they kicked me out a couple times because I'd keep failing on cannabis on the drug tests. And it's like, really? You're gonna kick me out of the, you know, the methadone program to get me off of freaking heroin and Opanas and like Dilaudid. Like, I was putting all sorts of drugs into my veins, and it's like, okay, so I'm stable on my methadone. I've been doing perfectly fine. Haven't had any negative drug tests for any opioids or, you know, benzos or anything like that. But because I keep popping positive for THC, they kick me out of the program. Sorry, you're not recovering. Not recovering. Ah. And of course, all the doctors and nurses at the methadone clinic will go, oh yeah, sorry, it's out of our hands. It's, you know, it's the regulations of the state, but they still do it. It's like, well, couldn't you just lose those drug test results? Like, you have your fingers on that database there. Incorrect things get entered into it all the time. I know, I see it happening at the clinic. You could just delete that and pretend this didn't happen. Like, I've really started having a lot less sympathy for people who are just like, oh, my hands are tied. It's like, well, no, your hands aren't really tied. You're just afraid of doing what you should do morally and ethically. Like, more people need to be willing to break stupid rules. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the sort of thing, like, people are supposed to do. Help each other get by, you know, when they can. Damn. That's why in Dungeons and Dragons, we've got the whole lawful evil thing. Boy, are there a lot of lawful evil doctors and especially administrators in the medical field. That every hell in America, under a capitalist medical system, every administrator is lawful evil. Exactly. Unless maybe you see somebody stealing an entire pallet of formula, sometimes those people are just like reselling that shit on eBay. Those people might need to be, you know, I won't say call the police, but you might need to do something. At this point, there is no situation that is improved by calling the police. Yeah, there's, yeah, I think there's a lot of people that see that what they're doing is wrong and then just do it anyway because they are allowed to. And it's like, well, the rules say I can, and therefore I should. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, I could have kept working in damned real estate if I wanted to, but the entire industry just felt sickening to me. I saw like the effect it had on people and how everything was being gobbled up by smaller and smaller numbers of people. It was squeezing out not only homeowners, new homeowners, people who were losing their houses to foreclosures, but also it was squeezing out the realtors even. The real estate business right now is a travesty. It's all been scrunched down into a couple of really huge, big name real estate companies, and all of these awful things like Zip Realty, where it's like they shovel you hundreds and hundreds of names and phone numbers and expect you to just make all these bulk annoying calls to people. And me and my dad worked with Zip Realty for a while, and that was really, I hated that. It was awful. It was like, oh yeah, you're doing bulk marketing to try to talk people into buying houses on shitty contracts. That was garbage. Hated that shit. But yeah, so I walked away from all that shit. I quit doing real estate. I couldn't stomach it. The other big real estate thing I did, well, not other. There was a lot over the years, because I kind of off and on helped my dad with his real estate stuff for off and on through up until the point that I quit fucking with it. And he was involved in several different ventures. Mostly he did sales, but for a while, we did this thing called show homes, and I ended up being the vice president of the Triangle division, and like it was this thing where we'd find people who were trying to sell like really nice houses, like generally around $1 million and up, sometimes a little below that towards the end as things were winding down and the business model was failing in the area. But you'd find big houses for sale, and the person selling it would want and we'd also find people who needed places to rent, and you'd get somebody with nice furniture to rent the place out and stay there, but they had to keep it clean and nicely furnished and ready to show. So they could stay in like $1 million house, but they had to keep it like spotless basically all the time. And for that, you got to pay like half the rent you would normally pay in $1 million house. If you think, well, that kind of sounds like it sucks, it does. Having to keep your house spotless sucks. But I don't know, some people went for it. It seems to work okay in some markets. It does well in like Atlanta and Houston and whatnot. It didn't really work in Raleigh. We don't really have that much $1 million plus housing stock. At least we didn't back then. It's kind of grown a bit lately. But anyways, yeah, it was weird. But we had to deal with a lot of rich shitheads. The people selling the $1 million houses would a lot of times be, you know, hell, on both ends, it'd be a lot of rich shitheads. Because you'd have the people who were selling the $1 million houses, and a lot of times that'd be either somebody who had just upgraded to some other big shithead rich house, or was having to downsize because of ill fortunes or whatever. And that was definitely more often the case on the renting side, is people who had used to live in $1 million houses and suddenly had to downsize would be looking at show homes like, well, we can kind of maintain the illusion of our lifestyle if we cut our rent in half. But, yeah. So, it was mostly pretty well-off people that we had to deal with. And, God, those were some of the most annoying folks a lot of the time. Yeah. Frustrating. It's not even really so much things that they did. It was just, like, interacting with them. They had this whole, like, weird, like, detached feeling. It's like talking to an alien. I don't know. Like, they're like, oh, well, I've hired you for something, for you're the help. It wasn't like that thick, but it was like kind of just a feeling of like they weren't really like seeing you as a person. Yeah. So that's that's the story of that. I don't know. I kind of spiraled off into a lot of rambling there. All right, I've smoked too much of this pipe, and now my teeth are hurting. Let's go back to trying to saw some of this bean. Let's see if we can't finish this. Actually, wait 2 minutes while I go pee. Let's. Is this gonna work? No. I keep having to exit out and restart that. Alrighty, I return. Thank you, Pumpkin. You flatter me. But, yes, I'm glad you enjoy, listening to me talk because I enjoy talking. Why I think I might be able to getting along with this whole streaming thing, you know? Streaming videos, whatnot. I always enjoyed doing the whole talking to the audience thing when I was singing. Whenever I'd play a show, I'd always start talking shit to people in the audience. It's, I always liked working a crowd, you know? I think I'd be a bit even better if I had co-hosts, you know, like somebody in person or on a Discord call or something to talk to. I mean, I do pretty well with chat, but my brain focuses a little bit better. Yes, that was me. I was working on the, here, I've still got the, some of the puppets, like, sitting right here. We kinda put that on ice. I don't know. I put it aside. I kinda got depressed. The whole world seemed really dark, and I was like, this feels a little bit too light and bubbly for what's going on right now. So, I kinda... And also, some of the things I was thinking about using in there turned out to be tied into more nonsense than I thought, and it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. I was thinking about doing some, like, before it became obvious how evil all of the generative AI stuff I was thinking about setting it up so that, like, it would generate pictures of cloth puppets for people to call in and do a little spot on the show without having to make a puppet of their own or whatever. But then, like, time passed and we all realized that all of the generative AI crap was all, you know, there were no clean databases really available for use easily, and now everybody is so turned off by it and hates it because of all the unethical things that all the companies involved have done. It's just like stealing people's art, and like theoretically I could make a bunch of cloth puppets, like have a bunch of people submit pictures of cloth puppets intentionally to be, you know, fed into an AI and blah blah blah, but still everybody looking at it would assume that, like, we stole people's art and blah 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 blah. So, like, at this point I'm just like, fuck all that, fuck it, no. You know, it kind of, the whole project just kind of blew up in my brain between just feeling like, this is too light and fluffy, and also it turns out everything about AI is evil. I just chucked it aside for a while. I still might try to bring it back at some point, but instead right now what I'm working on is, instead of an improv thing, I'm trying to start working on a scripted set of videos, doing like a sort of space sci-fi cosmic horror thing. I've got this this is like the, you know, biometallic spaceship I'm building. It's still in process. I need to do some more work on this, but it's coming along okay. I need to get some plaster. I want to make puppets with plaster faces that I can have like chip and degrade over the course of like well, I'm not exactly sure time frame. I'm kind of thinking maybe having them chip and break like over the series over the course of an episode and have it reset each episode, or I might do some like weird variations on that, like where sometimes the damage will be incorporated into the next mold for the puppet's face. But yeah, I've just got some ideas about having frangible puppet faces that are intentionally breaking, you know? The Borg tube. It does kind of look like Borgium at a distance. It's not quite greebled like Borg is. Borg is made up of a bunch of like bits of different spacecraft stuck together, and this is more like organic rippling skin folded back and forth. But yeah, you look at it at a distance and it kind of looks like Borg cube material. I got this. Hold on. I'm dropping stuff. Let me set this beam down. But yeah, before I made the big one, I made a couple of these little templates just doing like a little test pieces. And then I ended up taking this one and installing, making this. Oh, there we go. Woo, glowy. Oh yeah? Cool. Yeah, I've been trying to figure out what I want to do to simulate space background. Like I downloaded a copy of Space Engine, I think it's called. And it oh yeah, I mean it's not really high budget that it's a problem. It's I just need to get some plaster. It's only like $15 or whatever. It's just I haven't had $15 bubble down to that level of the priority list, because I've got $100 in medical needs that come every week, and without any of those my whole shit collapses and I stop making any progress. So I'm constantly on that treadmill of getting my meds paid for, and only after that can I start even thinking about things like bills and art supplies and yada yada. I decided if I can't buy tools, I'm going to make them. So we decided to put a focus Well, also because the kids were interested in metalworking. That's really what put the idea in my head. But we are doing blacksmithing. Got ourselves an anvil. Got some fire bricks here. We're building a forge right out on the other side of the tent. I posted a video on the YouTube channel of me knocking together the a temporary fire break for the forge. Here, I'll pop the old YouTube link in there. I've started uploading the VODs from here over to the YouTube also. I'm gonna try to keep up with that now. But yeah, the most recent regular format video is me. It's a time lapse of me putting the windbreak together. But yeah. So this way. Oh, I didn't. Oh yeah. I'm not setting up a, well, not yet. I'm not setting up a charcoal bed at the moment. I was just gonna make a little firebox to point my propane torches into to start with. But I'll probably build a charcoal bed soon. But yep, we're just getting started. But this way, I can start making saws and files and, you know, punches and whatever, you know. If I don't have a tool, I can try to make it. I am, you know, discovering that I'd really prefer to get some proper tool steel and whatnot. But I'm gonna start off just by using some old rusty bolts I got. But yeah, we need tools, supplies, yada yada. We've got a lot of it up on the old throne. Like there's plaster on there. There's some evapo rust that would help cleaning the rust off those bolts before I start trying to forge them. I got some other rusty things that need to be cleaned up. There's more things that we need that I haven't remembered to put on the wish list yet. Like I just realized we need to get some hard bristle brushes for knocking forge scale off. Heck yeah. Yeah, I'd need to get some sort of blower or something to make a proper coal burning bed that'll work for forging, but yeah, I need to polish off this horn. They painted this horn, which is kind of annoying, but you're not really supposed to have your horn enameled. But I can take the Dremel to it. Oh yeah. We might have a spare inflatable mattress blower or something. Well, you've got to, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but you're bending and hammering on stuff right on the horn, so it's gonna be all scraped off And it also, like, the enamel on here is all bumped up, so it's not smooth. You want this to be a smooth, continuous, like, surface as much as possible. Like, the idea is for that to be, you know, smooth, that you can round around it, but it's got a really thick, bumpy texture with this enamel coating. It seems to be a lot of manufacturers now are painting the horn of the anvil for some reason. I don't know why. Like every blacksmith video I've seen of them talking about anvils, they're complaining about the horn having enamel on it. At some point here, I want to try to record a bunch of, you know, forge noises and like mix them into a song, you know? Alright. Yeah, exactly. Going back to my roots when I was, you know, 13, 14 years old with my band, building drum sets out of sheet metal and computer cases and crowbars and, you know, gas cans and clang, clang, bang, bang. I'm for real. I do for real want to start building, like, you know, unique instruments, one-off weird things for the purpose of making sounds. Oh yeah, I'll have to check that out. Here, let me there we go. Got them open in a tab. I'll check them out when I'm not on stream. Oh, yep. Medicine time. Okay, Pumpkin. Thank you for coming by. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Rest well. Fail. Going into overtime to try to finish this cut! Exclamation point. Whoop. Whoop. Woo! Yeah! Victory! Woo! Oh. Woo! Oh, you came back just in time. Whew. Yeah, that'll do. Whew. Heck yeah. Success. Oop. Oh, this is a bit of a side thing, but these showed up the other day when I was sick. Got the old bar clamps here for setting things up, in particular the legs into the workbench. But I went ahead and got the long ones, so they'll be useful for all sorts of projects. It's all coming together. Man, now we got a whole nother cut down this one, I suppose. Ah. Well. All right, well, I'm gonna tap out there. It's been great. Let's see. Can I actually do a raid, maybe? I always forget to. Is there anybody I can raid? Nope. Nobody that I'm in my list is... I mean, I'm sure I could just pull up some random person. I don't like doing that, especially with just like raiding with one viewer. Here you go. Oh well. Anyways. Cheers.